Welcome back. Now, Congress of the People, or COPE, Deputy President Willie Madisha says that the party is yet to decide whether or not its suspended President Mosioua Lekota will be recalled from Parliament. Now, following its urgent Congress National Committee meeting yesterday, Madisha addressed the media, announcing what he said was the party's decision to suspend Lekota, accusing him of dividing COPE among other reasons. Madisha says that the Congress Executive Committee will come up with a decision on the matter within the next 7 days. Now, in a surprising twist of developments, however, the party's national chairperson later released a different media statement in which it distances itself from Madisha's earlier comments, saying that Lekota remains active and competent to lead the party and to serve as its leader in Parliament. Now, COPE's national chairperson, Teboho Loate, joins us now for more on this. Mr. Loate, thanks for your time. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you very much, Sakina, and thanks to your viewers.
Mr. Loate, your party's deputy president says that the president, Mr. Lekota, is suspended. You then say he remains active. So what exactly is going on, and what is Mr. Lekota's position right now?
Yes. Sakina, first to start with, we were all disappointed and shocked by what our deputy president was saying. First to start with, you will understand that any decision regarding our senior leaders is a decision that has to be taken by our Congress National Committee, which is the CNC. Now, at the moment, what we heard on the public media was quite surprising because in our view is that the president is still well, and he is still active, and he remains the president of the party. The deputy president refers to something that he calls a CNC that met, which I'm not aware of. In terms of our constitution, I am supposed to chair all CNC meetings. Now, you will ask yourself a question then, how did this one escape me? But to explain it, in short, is that the president, together with the general secretary, who unfortunately is late and may his soul rest in peace, are the two people responsible to convene CNC meetings. This meeting that the deputy president is talking about, we don't know. Maybe they met somewhere in a corner, we don't know. We don't have such a records of such a meeting or where these sorts of decisions were taken. But there's more to this that one can explain, is that on the 20th of this month, because we have been having these two vacant posts of the general secretary and the deputy, the president convened CNC members. He sent out invitations to each and every one of us. And the meeting took place. But the deputy president, together with people who he in his group, opted to absent themselves without any reason to that meeting. Unfortunately, the meeting corrected and took a decision.
So what was that decision that was taken?
Well, there are other matters, Sakina, that are related to the deputy president and some of the leaders. Now, they have been ordered to prepare themselves to come and account for what they have done. You might maybe want to ask me what is it particularly that they have done.
What is it that they are alleged to have done?
Yes, Sakina, not so very long ago, the deputy president deposed court papers where he alleged that he had been given permission by the Congress National Committee to depose those court papers, which it's devoid of truth. And in our response to those papers to say There's no such meeting that ever took place. He was never given an authority to depose papers in that regard. So the party then distanced itself from that. So obviously, there are possibilities of legal costs there. So following all these things, the deputy president comes up in the public space with these bizarre allegations about the president not being able to do anything. The president was there in that meeting of the 20th, the meeting where the deputy president and his allies opted to absent themselves without any reason.
So, Mr. Loate, what is the root cause of this fractured relationship between the president and the deputy president of COPE?
Sakina, there's nothing that we know of ourselves of these tensions. All that we know is that it's obvious that if a senior member of the party goes the route that the deputy president has gone, the president is expected to clear the air. And this is where the president then indicated, he deposed a submission as well to say, no, there was never such a meeting that warranted the deputy president to do what he did. Probably it's what angered him. But the fact of the matter is, he was never given any permission to do what he has done.
So where is Mr. Lekota? And even with the storm brewing, why hasn't he come out in public to express the sentiments that you are making right now?
Well, he is there. I took it upon I spoke to him yesterday and I said, he must please let me explain, put the record straight. Remember, in a sense, he is directly impacted, but we are arranging a press conference where he will be present and he will present his case in this matter.
So let me just ask, has Mr. Lekota's competence ever been questioned in the party prior to these statements that we are hearing now?
Sakina, if they were, those would have been tabled in the Congress National Committee. So none of such allegations has ever been tabled in front of that body. So those who are alleging these things would then have to tell us how did this thing escape the Congress National Committee.
There was also an allegation that Mr. Lekota's health may not be the greatest at this point and that he's been unable to attend to his parliamentary duties as he should. Is there any veracity to that?
No. Sakina, maybe if I can just explain this. Apart from saying that, people will create all sorts of allegations. First, to start with, our constitution makes provisions as to how such matters can be dealt with, if they are. Second is that none of us, including myself as the national chairperson of the Congress of the People, have I ever received any report that says Mr. Lekota is ill to the extent that he cannot perform his duties. Everybody in this party has gone through a health challenge. Even the very people that are making these allegations have gone through that, including myself. Now, this one is quite surprising because we neither have a medical doctor's report. Mr. Lekota has not even written to us or even called me to say, this is the situation. Because then if that had been the case, then we would have referred the matter to the senior members of the party and also held a discussion around this issue. Whilst we also with all the sensitivity that, health issues are personal issues. So it lies on the individual to take you into confidence. If as what I've heard on the media, that the deputy president says they have gone to Mr. Lekota, we don't know of that. They have gone there on their own accord, if they ever did. And we don't know what they discussed. We don't know who they were representing, probably their own selves.
So with regard to his attendance in Parliament, has the party looked at that? Because there was mention about that over the last 2 years that Mr. Lekota has not been able to attend to his responsibilities in that regard in a sufficient way. So has the party looked at Mr. Lekota's attendance in Parliament over the last few years?
Sakina, I'll be a bit surprised, because I, in person, many a times have spoken to the deputy president, and I would say to him, "Where are you?" He would say he's in Cape Town, and I would say, "Where's the president?" Then he would say, "No, I've just left him now. He's in the office. I'm rushing to committees." Now, all these things that he's saying, for me, it's quite bizarre that if at all there was such a problem, why didn't he let me know? Because one of my responsibilities is to ensure that everybody in the party, especially the structures, adhere to their constitutional responsibilities. Why didn't he raise it?
So it is clear that there are now 2 camps in the party. And what's going to happen now? Because we heard one camp release a statement, then another camp releases another statement that are at variance with one another. So where to from here for the party? And also, what should the broader public make of what is playing out in COPE at the moment?
Yes. Sakina, if I can give you a timeline, anybody can make a guess. On the 20th of August, the Congress National Committee was convened by the president. One of the resolutions was for the deputy president, together with his friends, to come and account for what they had done with regards to the court papers. So the meeting took a resolution that they must receive letters that suggest to that orders them to be on precautionary leave. Then on the 26th, that's the day when they received these letters. Now I'm giving you this time frame so that you can guess what is actually happening. Then from the 26th up to Saturday, I received an email from the deputy president saying that he's calling a Congress National Committee of directly elected members. And I wrote back to him and I said, which committee is this? Because we don't have such committees in our constitution. So which committee is he referring to? He never responded. So then all of a sudden, boom, here he comes out. He says a Congress National Committee met and they took these decisions. So obviously, if you look at that time frame, you can see that this is a reaction to the letters that he and them have received. All that remains is that the Congress, following the statement that we are going to make, the Congress National Committee had made a resolution. We are going to follow and implement that resolution. They will be invited to come and explain themselves, and the decision will come from there. So that's the direction that we are taking.
Well, thanks so much, Mr. Loate, and of course we'll keep an eye on these developments. COPE's National Chairperson there, Teboho Loate, speaking to us about these latest developments in the Congress of the People.